Hello, welcome back to the workshop. Fantastic to have you here, because of course today is part 3 of working on the Damascus steel Viking battle axe. And holy moly, I've just come in here and I'm looking at this piece of metal that I'm supposedly going to be forging this axe from, and this is an enormous chunk of steel. Hopefully I don't have to cut too much off. So for sure, this is not going to be a small battle axe. So thanks for being here. Hope you enjoy the day. So of course you remember at the end of yesterday I had just put these inside the fire. Now what is this? We have a punch right here, we have a drift there, a starter drift, and we have a much larger drift here. Now they're way away from what they're gonna look like when they're finished, and the reason is that it's very difficult to forge the shapes that I wanna forge without having more tooling, so we're gonna go ahead and use the grinder in the little grinding room, and we're going to rough these out a little better so that these tools will be useful in making the eye of the axe. Okay, so what I'm now going to do is I'm going to light the forge. This way I can take those pieces, once I cut the punch from the drift, I can straighten them, do a little hand hammering to just tweak the drifts where I need them to be. And of course, once I do that, it's going to be a case of taking that enormous hunk of Damascus, throwing it in the forge, and beginning to forge this axe. Not that I have any clue how I'm going to do that, not that I've even decided what design I'm actually going to go with. But let's light the forge. So the piece of steel is in the fire and it is heating up, it's almost hot. The first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rectangularize it again, and then I need to think about blocking this out into a shape that's gonna be appropriate for the type of axe we wanna make. Now, I've done a little bit of research, and I've come to the understanding that there are roughly kind of 2 shapes of Viking battle axe that I can make. You have a slightly kind of newer shape, which is this, where you have a big old beard on it, and you have also one where it kind of goes off in both directions, and I don't know which one it is that I'm going to decide to make. Forging one of these, what I would do is I would go ahead and take my rectangular block, I would then forge a shoulder down on it like this. We'd punch a hole in there, that then gives me the material for the beard, as well as the material for the eye, isolated neatly. Can you see that? For this, what I would do is I'd probably isolate it in the middle, so I'd do something along these lines. Boom, 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 and then I'd punch my hole in there, but I don't know which one it is that I'm gonna choose. And I tell you, this is stunningly difficult, trying to decide what... I've seen a lot of these examples, and they look pretty cool. They also have that great historic look to them. This could kind of be confused with like a carving axe or anything like that, this kind of shape. I know for sure that this one here is going to show off the pattern really nicely, because we have all the intricate patterning in here, and then boom, we're gonna have these teeth coming out on the end. Here, this is all going to be distorted. The teeth still will look kind of cool. They'll be coming out like that with intricate pattern in here. So difficult. I don't know what to choose. I think I've just come to a decision. Yep, I've come to a decision. Let's turn on the power hammer and start forging. I am really nervous right now because this is where, oh my goodness. I mean, I can really badly mess this up because now, basically I've taken my 2 heats, I've forged it down into a block, it's all good. It's all tight, there are no weld issues, I don't think there are going to be any cracks open up this whole time. Touch wood, touch wood. Now it's just a case of roughing out that mass and getting the mass blocked out to where I think it needs to be. Issue with this is if I do it wrong and I take the wrong proportions, I'm going to waste a lot of steel and I'm not going to get the pattern to look how I want it. So, very nervous right now. I don't want to mess this up. Really, really don't. This is a massive block of steel. It's taking a lot of time to get here. If I mess this up now, big problem. So we have this roughed out. And now what I need to do is I need to punch the hole, but our punch doesn't have a handle on it. Now I was debating whether I do this in the press or whether I do it on the power hammer. I haven't done one on the power hammer in a while, so I'm a little nervous as to how it goes, but I think I'm gonna do it on the power hammer just because that saves me having to set up a whole load of tooling and stripper bars for the press on something where it has that big offset. Power hammer, a little more flexible, I can work with it a little easier. So I need to make sure that when I weld this onto a piece of bar, the top is flat with the rest of the punch so that it goes in straight with each power hammer strike. What I also need to do is I need to forge a handle onto which this can be welded. But when I forge this handle, I want to make sure that it's, easy to hold. Now, one of the things I like doing, which is super fast and simple for a power hammer tool handle, I just take a piece of 1/4 by 1.25" flat bar, and it's nice. It's thin enough that there's a lot of whip to it. I don't have anything that thin, so what I'm probably going to do is take a piece of 3/4 inch square, 20mm square, forge a pad on it, isolate the rest to make a handle, and hopefully that'll work well. Power hammer. So we can punch on that. We're gonna put this in the fire, heat it up, then we're gonna punch a hole. Hopefully, I don't mess up.
Holy moly, that is a big piece of steel. But I like how you can see the oxidization. There's the original pattern, there's the new pattern.
But I think I made a mistake by even putting the new pattern on there because this billet of steel is ginormous. It is insane how much steel there I have for the axe. I could literally draw that out into the size of this swage block. A couple of people have commented that I've been using a swage block a lot more than I said I do use a swage block. That's true. I used a swage block again, and last week I said I never use it. Hey ho, you never know, that's how it goes. So, I need to think about what I'm gonna do next, and I think I might end up cutting off some material. Because I have so much material that I can draw out. And I think I might cut it off exactly where the new pattern starts, or I might leave a little bit of the new pattern and then cut it off. Either way, I think I'm gonna anneal this, then we'll throw her in the bandsaw. What a day! What a day this has been. I'm dripping in sweat. My eyes are in pain because of how much sweat is in them. I feel amazing. There's no better feeling than a great day of forging. Man, do I love moving metal and forging things and making things. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that you've enjoyed this. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on the next episode where we start grinding this and we start making even more progress, getting even closer to this thing being finished and us being able to test this out. So I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow on part 4. Meanwhile, have a fantastic evening. Watch 2 more of my videos. Hit subscribe if you're new because I make videos as much as I can and it's so much fun and so much making and awesomeness and making. See you tomorrow.